Before starting the video, click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like, comment, and share with other students.
Hi guys, I hope you watched my first video relating to noun. Now in my second lecture I will discuss the pronoun. What is pronoun? Pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. A pronoun is used to replace the words for people, places or things. The main use of pronoun is to refer to something that has been mentioned previously. Pronouns are used to avoid the monotonous repetition of a noun. Here are three persons. For example, first person is the person speaking. Suppose I am speaking there, that's why I am the first person. First person may be I or we. Now the second person is the person to whom you are speaking. For example, you. I am speaking to you. Third person or thing is spoken about. For example, I am speaking about something. I am speaking to you. So I am the first person. I am speaking to you. You are the second person, and the person whom I am speaking about is the third person. Now, pronouns may appear in two cases. For example, pronouns with antecedent. Suppose I bought a book but left it on the bus. Here, the underlined word it is a pronoun which refers the book previously used. The second sentence, I bought a book which I left on the bus. Antecedent means that the pronoun is referring some noun previously mentioned. Now we come to pronouns with no antecedent. Pronouns can also be used when the name of what is being talked about is not known. For example, who is making that noise? What happens? Here, who and what are pronouns. We don't know that who is referring to what. It means who and what here are not referring to any noun which is known to us. Types of pronoun: personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, reflexive pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, relative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, indefinite pronoun. We also pronounce interrogative pronoun as interrogative pronoun. Now we come to the types one by one. Personal pronoun. Personal pronoun is a pronoun used to replace word for people, place or thing. Now I have made tabular form. First person pronoun. First person pronoun is used before verbs as a subject. For example, I eat food. Eat is a verb and I used before eat. That's why I is a personal pronoun. Personal pronouns may also be used after verbs, but if they are used after verbs, they will be used as objects. For example, a food is eaten by me. Here food becomes subject, eaten is the verb, is the helping verb, and by me, where me is used as an object. Second person pronoun you. You remains same whether it is used before or after the verb, whether it is used as subject or object. Third person pronoun. Third person pronoun, if used before the verb, they are used as he, she, it, they, and if used after the verbs as objects, they are used as him, her, it, them. Now we get some examples. He gave it to me, where he is the subject, gave is the verb. We will discuss the verb and its forms in detail in our letter chapter verb. He gave it to me. He is the subject and me is used as an object before the verb we use subject and after the verb we use object. That's why me is used after the verb and it is an object. My friend and I gave it to them. The third one, they gave it to my friend and me. Now I hope that you have understood the difference between the pronoun coming before the verb and the pronoun coming after the verb. Now we come to another type of pronoun, which is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns are used to indicate ownership of or association with an item. Possessive pronouns have different forms to reflect person and gender in a sentence. Possessive pronouns are not followed by nouns. For example, mine, ours, yours, his, hers, it's, theirs. That bike is mine. Here, mine replaces the noun phrase my bike. For example, if you don't use the underlined word mine, you may rephrase the sentence as that is my bike. The kids are yours and mine. Here, yours and mine are possessive pronouns, which shows the relationship between the kids and the parents. The house is theirs. Here, theirs is pronoun possessive, which shows the relationship that the house belongs to them. It means that they are the owners of that house. We shall finally have what is rightfully ours. And the next what is mine is yours, my friend. Now we come to another type of pronoun, which is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject of a sentence receives the action of the verb. The pronoun reflects the action back onto the subject. They are formed by adding self or selves for plural, self for singular, and selves for plural. Now, reflexive is also known as emphatic pronoun. Now, what are reflexive or emphatic pronouns? Myself, ourselves, yourself, himself, herself, itself, themselves. Reflexive pronouns are normally used after certain verbs. For example, cut, behave, burn, enjoy, hurt, look at, teach, etc. When the subject and the object of the verb are the same person. For example, I have cut myself. It cannot be rephrased as I have cut yourself or you have cut myself. It will be wrong. That's why we use possessive pronoun where the subject of the verb and the object are the same person. For example, we may say that you have hurt yourself, not you have hurt myself or I have hurt yourself. They have enjoyed themselves. We have looked ourselves. They have taught themselves. Now, second thing is that we are free to add by with the reflexive pronoun. For example, he can fix the car by himself. This is right, or you can say that he can fix the car himself. Both are right. Enjoy yourself, behave yourself. She lives by herself, which means she lives alone. You may say that this is an idiom. Reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are used when two or more subjects are involved in an action. These are the phrases each other and one another. Each other is used when two people are involved. For example, Seema gave a book to Farah. Farah gave a book to Seema. This can be restated as Seema and Farah gave books to each other. or Seema and Farah gave each other books. It means that we have removed the monotonous repetition of Seema and Farah second time. One another is used when more than three people are involved. For example, the family gave books to one another. Reciprocal pronouns have possessive forms which are made by adding apostrophe s to the pronoun. For example, they used each other's bikes. Now we come to demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns point out what is being talked about. They are used to indicate location of an object. This, that, these, those are used as demonstrative pronoun. For example, this is my ball. Here, the ball is located or placed at somewhere where someone is pointing. This is my ball. Here, this is the demonstrative pronoun. Now the next, these are your shoes. These is the demonstrative pronoun. That is his cap. That is the demonstrative pronoun. Those are our books. Those is the demonstrative pronoun. I will never forget this. Here, this is the demonstrative pronoun which refers to some recent experience. Now we come to relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are the words who, whom, whose, which, and that, and what. Relative pronouns are used in sentences containing more than one clause. They link a subordinate clause, the relative clause, to a main clause. They relate to the subordinate clause back to a noun phrase, the antecedent in the main clause. Now we will learn what is the clause in detail in our later chapter. Who and whom refer only to people. Who is sometimes used in referring to animals. Who is used as the subject of a verb and whom as the object. He and she can be used as a substitute for who, and him and her can be used as a substitute for whom. For example, do you know who did this? Here, who is the subject of the verb did. Someone did this. So I am asking to you, who did this? That's why who is the subject of the verb did. You answered me, suppose she did this. He is the man who played cricket for Pakistan. Here, who is referring back to pronoun he. Who is the subject of the verb played. You gave it to whom. Whom is the object of the verb gave. And you is the subject. That's why you subject, gave verb, and whom is the object. I gave it to him. Here I is the subject, gave is the verb, and him is the object. He is the man who played cricket for Pakistan. The man who is honest is trusted, and so more. Mr. Adil, whom you met last night, is his uncle. Who replaces whom in informal English? This is the boy or girl whom who all praise. It means that you can use as object both who and whom. Whose can refer to people, animals, and things. Whose, the possessive form of who, is used in speaking of persons, animals, and also things without life. This is the question whose solution has baffled philosophers of all ages. More properly, this is the question, the solution of which has baffled philosophers of all ages. It means that whether you write the solution of which or whose solution, both are the same. A triangle whose three sides are equal is called an equilateral triangle. You may say that a triangle, the three sides of which are equal, is called an equilateral triangle. Now we come to that. That can refer to people or animals and things that may be used in place of on which, in which, at which. For example, I remember the day that he came. Or you may say, I remember the day in which he came. This is the boy that I told you of. I know the house that he lives in. You may rephrase it, I know the house in which he lives. There is the dog that bit my sister. He that is content is rich. Take anything that you like. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. I have lost the wife that you give me. Wise is he armed that hath his quarrel just. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. He that is not with me is against me. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. The crowd that gathered cheered him to the echo. Who that has met him and escaped his influence? All that I said had no effect on him. In all the above sentences, that is used as a pronoun. Now we come to which is used to refer to animals and things. For example, the horse which I recently bought is in Australia. I have found the pen which I lost. The moment which is lost forever. The books which help you most are those which make you think most. The book which you see on the table cost me 90 rupees. I gave him a rupee, which was all I had with me. It means the bracket word can also replace which. For example, you may say that I gave him a rupee and it was all I had with me. Which may also refer to a sentence. For example, the man was said to be drunk, which was not the case. Here, which is referring to the previous sentence, the man was said to be drunk. Here, which means, if you translate, here, which means the interpretation of which can be explained as the man was said to be drunk, but he was not actually the drunk. He said he saw me there, which was a lie. He is here, which is fortunate. What is fortunate? The fortunate is that he is here. Here, which is referring to him being here. What is used only in the singular. For example, what has happened is not clear. I say what I mean. He failed in what he attempted. Notice that the forms are the same for singular and plural, masculine and feminine. This is the boy or girl who works hard. This is the boy or girl whose exercise is done well. Now I repeat again, the forms are the same for singular and plural, masculine and feminine. Now come to the examples again. This is the boy, or you may say girl, who works hard. It means that who does not depend upon the gender, who can be used either with masculine or feminine, or singular or plural. This is the boy or girl whose exercise is done well. This is the boy or girl whom all praise, who all praise. These are the boys or girls who work hard. These are the boys or girls whose exercises are done well. These are the boys or girls who all praise. Now we come to interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are the words which, what, who, whom, whose. Which and what are only used to ask questions about people in limited circumstances. Which can be used to select a person from a group, and what can be used to ask about the occupation of a person. For example, which of you are coming with me? Which of these is mine? Which is your favorite film? What does your father do? Who that saw her did not pity her? Who am I that I should object? Who is dad talking to? What is it that troubles you so much? What is here that I don't know? Whom did the president criticize? Whose pen is this? Whose are these shoes? And so on. Now, what is indefinite pronoun? Indefinite pronouns do not replace a specific noun. They are used to refer to one or more unspecified people, places, or things. The indefinite pronouns include those that refer to undefined people, groups, or things. For example, indefinite pronouns may be anyone, anybody, anything, everyone, everybody, everything, no one, nobody, nothing, something, somebody, something. All of the above are singular nouns, which means that if any of the above is used in a sentence, that is used in a singular capacity, and the form of verb which is used is for singular. For example, everybody sounds as if it is a plural, but it is not. It is a singular noun that refers to a group of people. Now we take an example. Is everybody accounted for? Here you may assume that everybody refers to many people, so plural noun is used, but this is not the case. We will use singular form of the verb. Is everybody accounted for? Not the singular form is. Has everybody handed in their assignment? Is there anybody out there? Does anybody care for a cheese sandwich? Sorry. Those that refer to a choice of alternatives, either and neither. I explained this to Fahad and Parvez, but neither understood what I said. Those that refer to general amounts and quantities, all, another, any, both, each, enough, few, half, less, little, many, more, most, none, several, some. Now we take the examples. Both passed the exam. Many have said the same thing before. Little is known about his early life. Please do not eat anything before your blood test. Few choose to leave in arid desert. I hope you understand the topic pronoun. Now, in our next video, we will discuss the next part of speech or word class, which is adjective. Till then, goodbye.